distance is a little above 200 kilometers from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital territory, through Minna, the capital of Niger State. The destination is one of Nigeria's historic towns. Between 1902 and 1916, all activities in Nigeria were centered on this ancient town. Aside several historic things in its honor, it was in this town that Lord Lugard in 1914 amalgamated northern and southern protectorates. This is Zungeru, one of the towns that make up Kotangora Emirate in Niger State. It is called the forgotten capital of northern Nigeria.
Lord Lugard, when he came, he settled here. When he left Lokoja,
the first government house by British is in Zungeru. The first cemetery is in Zungeru. The first Lord Lugard bridge that is collapsible is in Zungeru. The first tramway that is brought here is between Zungeru. That is the engine, the locomotive engine of train that started in northern Nigeria, started from Zungeru, and is in the railway station here, Minna.
It was in this historic town that on Sunday, 28th August 1960, Abdulmajid was born into the family of Alhaji Ibrahim Hamza Aliyu, a successful entrepreneur who, after a brief stint with Nigeria Railways, attracted John Holt to his community and became one of the multinational company's major distributors. Abdulmajid is the first son of his mother's 6 children and the second in his father's polygamous family.
My dad is a businessman into transportation. He now went to Pandogari. Pandogari is a place that he set up the first filling station in Pandogari. From Pandogari, he moved to Kotagora and was the first person that owns the GBO that did business with these white people by then in Kotagora. He owns the GBO combined with this John Holt. This supply of Coca-Cola, we call it Corolla, not Coca-Cola. Corolla, Fanta, Corolla, all those soft drinks. It's a distributor of soft drinks. And from there, God raised him to become a big man. And we have this mentality of showing the bourgeoisie in him. Because he had one vehicle, this Oxy Morris. You know, one can vehicle with one can light. So when he went to Becca, he bought this horn, this 40 horn. They used to say, so when he's coming from the box, he will start blowing that horn, we will see us, we will start walking majestically, following us. So the whole of that our street in Kotagora happened to be definitely our way.
Majid began his primary education at Kankere Primary School, Zungeru, but completed it at Central Primary School, Kotangora, Niger State. On the completion of his primary education, he proceeded to Government Secondary School, Kotangora, where he obtained his West African School Certificate in 1978. Majid began to display signs of a potential great leader right from his early years, especially in his secondary school days. He was truthful, hardworking, and focused.
Yes, was my student in Kotangora Secondary School. I met him there in 1973, and I been there just for about 3 weeks. But then the teachers, the old teachers I know, were calling him Gentleman Abdul, which means that he's one of the best students in behavior and everything. One day I called him in my office, Abdulmajid, they call you gentleman, Abdul. Why do they get that name? So people call him gentleman Abdul, and I feel it is a very good name, so I've been having it.
On the day they reported to GSS Kwantagora, upon some of our mates citing him when they were trying to choose who should be their boy, I think he was among the most cherished because he was handsome and he was always smiling, and to the extent that any job given to him, he never thought twice. And at any stand of provocation, he ignores and he will just be smiling. That means nothing can undo him in terms of yielding to achieve what he wants to achieve.
And when we were appointing the prefect for the school, 6 of them, we put his name as one of the prefects in the school. And throughout his term, to the end of his term in school, he was really very, very good, very effective. And if you want, you have a problem in the compound, and you want to know the real truth of it, call Abdulmajid. He will tell you A to Z of what happened.
He was loyal, very good, very diligent, very hardworking, trustworthy.
What made you say he was trustworthy?
We were a group of 6 or even up to 7. Our senior and house captain was Emmanuel Daniel. Later he changed to Islam. He was named Hamzat Abbas. He's late now. The other one also late was Ibrahim Salu Aneki, boy from Rijau. He graduated, he was teaching before he died too. Then we have, in the group, we have Sanusi Kuki, son of former emir of Rijau. Then myself, then Abubakar Sakaba, one boy from Zulu. At that time we were boys, so forgive me if I describe ourselves as boys. Then myself, then he, our junior, he's the least. We entrust everything in his care. We eat together then, particularly during Ramadan. We just go around and eat together. So most of our properties, everything, even monies, he kept it for us. Nothing get missing from him. That's why I said he is trustworthy.
Abdulmajid Ali has mentored in 2 great sons of Kotangora Emirate. The first is a retired army colonel who served as a military governor of Kano State. The man later became Nigeria's ambassador to Zimbabwe. He is regarded as the richest man in Niger State. Forbes magazine laid credence to it when in 2013, the magazine rated him as the 38th richest man in Africa. His name is Colonel Sonny Bello. While his principal encouraged him to proceed to the university, Colonel Sonny Bello played a major role in the realization of his university dream.
Abdulmajid in the classroom is one of the best, but I always called him. I said, please you try to go to university because you are not the people to go and start work. Don't start work. Go to university because you are okay.
Bello happened to be a community leader to Kontagora, not only Kontagora, the whole of Kontagora Emirate. It was Bello that united all of them together to form a formidable Kontagora.
He was already in school. I think I supported him to go to university, encouraged him, and probably gave him 1 or 2 small assistance.
When I finished my secondary school in 1978, people were going to Bello for letter of admission. But by then, my mind was not those other schools, but ABU. I wanted to go to ABU. I wanted to go to university. So I opted for ABU. So when I went to him, he gave me a note.
In 1984, he bagged Bachelor of Science degree, Political Science, with a bias in International Studies from Ahmadu Bello University. Prior to his gaining admission into ABU, He was at the School of Basic Studies, Zaria, Kaduna State. Abdulmajid Ali had a swell time at the university. He was a student activist who later delved into students' unionism. Ahead of the 1981 election, he campaigned vigorously and got elected as the welfare officer in the Students' Union government, a responsibility he held from 1981 to 1982.
We are undergraduates together in Ahmadu Bello University. So the Faculty of Arts and Social Science. That was why we met. So we are together, so we became friends. So we are not the same course, we are not the same faculty, the fact that we are the same students now, all those things. And those are the periods that, unlike now, so you have more of the student unionism activity. Always.
Yeah, by then I was welfare officer for the whole of ABU. By then we were up to almost 25,000, students, but all that now that are more than that. And we campaign vigorously. You have to campaign very vigorously. And I came out with a fine poster, very handsome poster, put it in Amina Hall, the guest hostel, so that to win. And if you can capture the guest hostel, Amina Hall, you will boss win. So I was able to capture the ladies, and I became the welfare officer for the for ABU by then, which was a very keen election.
Upon the completion of the mandatory one-year National Youth Service, which he did at Owa-Oyibo Community Secondary School in the then old Bendel State and now in Delta State, it was time for him to choose a career.
DIG, why did you choose to go into the Nigerian Police Force?
Police wasn't part of my program at all. I was given admission to Nigerian Defense Academy when I was a young child. And I passed the entrance. I was to go for the interview, final interview for Academy. But before then, I got admission into Ahmadu Bello University. And most of my colleagues that went to NDA by then were people like Al-Mustafa, people like Musuba Amalebe, people like Jubrain, many of them. And I decided to move to the university. So I was ABU, Zaria. But I do invite them to come to ABU, to university, and see how university life was. So when they came to university, they saw that a different ball game from the academy. Then after my completion of my degree certificate, I finished my service. Before I finished, I already commissioned officers. So I have one of them, Musibao Apalegwe, we call him Mao. In fact, I retired as Major General, and came to me. So when I finished my university, said, why don't you go into the army? I said, go into the army. Well, if I come into the army now as a short service, not whether it's a regular, I did not go into the army. Why should I come as a short service? Then he asked me to see Al-Mustafa. Al-Mustafa by then was the ADC to Sani Abacha as Minister of Interior. So Abacha was Minister of Interior. Then I went to Lagos to see Al-Mustafa. I intended to go into the custom. He collected all my details and asked me to prepare for the shortest notice. I said, okay. But unfortunately, before I took the train from Lagos back to Mina, not long, there was a coup. And when there was a coup, Abacha came in as the president. Then I lost contact with Al-Mustafa. So from there, the police issue came up. There was an advert of police that could go to police college, police headquarters and get the form. But actually, I decided to go into it because I tried to see the power behind those people we could call kill and go, the mobile. Because the mobile were there were the dreaded guys in the force. And in Kaduna, being grown up in Kaduna, we used to go to what do you call it, the stadium. We don't normally pay. We jump the fence. But the moment the killer goes and comes, the killer goes and comes, everybody will start running. So you have to run and jump the fence to watch the match, or you will be beaten thoroughly by this killer goal. So one day I was going around with my girlfriend by then, my wife now. So one of them, that people saw their truck coming. Then they were, when they behave abnormal. So when they see ladies, they would like to be show off, they try to show off. So one of them was even pointing, bringing the shoe out. Hey! So my mother and I said, what's wrong with this people? Then they went and parked. They went to bundle one inside and said, I refuse to enter. I said, I will not go into the vehicle. The people around, all the houses around, objected to it. So they left. So I said, I want to see what is behind these people's mentality. And actually, that's what motivated me to have that idea. So let's go for this.
At this stage, his second mentor came handy. His name is Nuhu Aliyu, the first indigene of Kotangora to rise to the enviable rank of a Deputy Inspector General of Police. He also served as a 3-term member of the Nigeria Senate. It was DIG Nuhu Aliyu who retired as the Deputy Inspector General of Police Operations that practically mentored Ali in the Nigeria Police Force.
My dad always made reference to him. He worked with First Bank before going to the police. And he came into police as cadet inspector. And with the way he dresses, the way he walks, it's something of pride. Which my dad always put reference to that. Don't you see, do I do that? Gotta have someone, not just beautiful. But he's proud of you. And so I wanted to copy him. Copy the way he moved, the way he dressed, and all this. Even when in university, with the confidence he has, and even the operational aspect. When he was a CP Adabawa, he was CP Kaduna, before becoming the AIG's zone. So it's a man that's very charismatic and everything. And when I joined the force, when people were being told that I is from No Ali, I don't give No Ali, that don't give in the house that I No Ali Pekino. So I have accorded a lot of respect from city officers, even the commissioner of police in the state. So I capitalized on that, enjoyed it like this. So they asking me, where do you want to go to, where do you want to this thing. And also I have to demonstrate that strength of No Ali to them, that is in me, so that yes, I'm also capable of doing what No Ali has done. And so when he became the DIG, and also I've now taken over as DIG from him, as if the father passed the party for this one.
He requested for it, and I was in a position to help. I saw that he would make a very good police officer, and that was what gave me the encouragement to insist that he be enlisted, and he was.
This is the Police Training College, Ikeja, Nigeria's premier police training college. In February of 1986, Abdulmajid Ali's sojourn in the Nigeria Police Force began here. In this college in 1986, Abdulmajid Ali and his coursemates were trained as cadet ASPs, thus making them the course 14 of the Nigeria Police Force. Their set is very knitted, perhaps because of the circumstances they found themselves. It was in this college that Abdulmajid Ali was nicknamed ZIMBO.
That was it, AKA.
As a cadet, he played football, and that was why we called him ZIMBO then.
We recruited together, we trained together.
And that was far back as 1st February 1986.
And when you're talking of the police training, squad mates is like a clique. I don't want to say cult. We are so close, closely knitted.
From different states, different tribes, with diverse cultures, different religious backgrounds and beliefs.
No matter from which part of the country you come from, we integrated easily and understand ourselves better. We came into police education with uncertainty.
We applied as cadets to pretenders of police, and that was supposed to have taken us 1 year.
They now said we're going to train for 24 months and also coming out as cadet inspectors. And it was not a good one for us.
So most of our guys left, some stayed.
And there was one man that was always intimidating us and lackadaisically calling us names.
I remember his name was Inspector Oguntebe. He was our drill inspector.
Whenever we were marching, they would say,
young, intelligent officers, brilliant officers, marching
left, right, marching towards uncertainty.
He's just taunting us because we were not sure of what we are going to come out with.
And we are going to stay for 1 year, 6 months, instead of the 1 year program.
So even after having a lot of fun in the evening, when we get to our bed, we'll be looking up, what type of training is this?
And today happened to be the history of the beginning.
You can see that word, a group of young men working towards uncertainty, was something that gave us the necessary push.
So the march towards certainty.
We work in unison with all of us. We were able to understand ourselves quickly.
Meeting in the class, within the cadet mess, and sometimes in the football field, but I wasn't a fine footballer like him.
So the life was very, very interesting. The feeding, the fatigue, you have pressure to sleep in the morning, you have to wash the bedroom, you have to iron your clothes, you have to shine your shoe. We have been taught how to shine the shoe.
Shaving our head, almost giving you what we call Korimakba in those days.
When we were having short picker, we started with it for short picker. And before we started graduating into full lengths.
After the trading session, we have our places where we go down and sit down and relax, pepper soup and all the social things that, and I think he did his own part also.
Majid was such a very lovely guy, calm officer, a gentleman.
Very pleasant and sociable.
I've not seen when he gets annoyed.
And to the glory of God, we got our ASP.
From ASP to DSP, we know ourselves all. We were so close to ourselves that anything we are doing, we know it. Till we got to the pinnacle of our career.
And to the glory of God, they said I've been able to produce an Inspector General of Police. And
so many Deputy Inspector General of Police. And so many AIGs. So many. In fact, it have never happened in the history of the General Police. Our own set is very, very unprecedented achievement we have made so far.
ZIMBO have marched towards certainty.
ZIMBO was posted to the old Anambra State in 1987, where he served as OC Anti-Robbery Squad, Nnewi, and later Divisional Transport Officer, CPS, and State Criminal Department, Enugu. One of the most difficult decisions that confront a man, yet a major determinant of what becomes of him, is the choice of a wife. If a man chooses the wrong woman as a wife, he will certainly have a feel of the proverbial hell on earth.
You know his wife, she's from over here. She's my daughter. The compound from which the wives come from, they are family friends with my own parents. They are one of the founding fathers of her.
Some men are greatly favored in choosing their life partners. One of such people is Abdulmajid. The union between him and Hajia Idi Ali appears to have been orchestrated in heaven. They understood themselves deeply, and that made them relate like two inseparable Siamese twins. This is how the union began.
We met when we were in the university, We were living in Kakuri, in Kaduna, and we see each other often. In fact, he came straight that he wanted to marry me. I did not answer him, I think. I was shy. Because he was like a brother. People go to report me to him or ask him something of me. And so he was like a brother to me. He would call me, advise me. But I think he was just doing that to get to where he wanted. And I was just looking. I didn't give him any reply. But the relationship started like that because I did not know what to say. But he kept coming, and then we go out, we go dining and all those stuff. And then it started like that.
I had known him briefly in Kaduna in the early 80s. So when I saw him with my sister later, he wasn't a stranger to me.
I liked his personality. I won't say then, even if he's elderly now, I still like him like that. But I like the way he was then. He was like always smiling, and then he will come to my mother's shop. He will come, we'll play, we'll do all those stuff, we'll go out together. He brings his sisters to me, we play and chat. There's nothing I did not like about him then. He was a fine boy. I was a fine chick anyway. He was fine, tall. He knew how to talk fine. I think because of the course he read in school, I don't know, but he would talk to me, and he was treating me like a lady.
He wasn't the type that went about, boasting or displaying negative attitudes. He showed some level of responsibility, even as a student at that time. So when the proposal came, there was nothing anybody could have said against it. We had no cause. There was nobody in the family that objected to his marrying my sister, Idiot.
You see, we have this excellent family that trains us very well. What made me to become what I am today is what made her to be where she is. And that is why you can see Ahmed Ali has only one wife, that is my daughter, because of her gentility, the cooperation. I say behind every successful man there's a woman. There's no problem. They were living in peace from day one, and everybody loves her in the community.
In 1989, as a result of the federal government's Go Back to Your State policy, Abdulmajid returned to Niger State, where he served at different times as the patrol officer and later divisional police officer, both in A Division, Kotangora. He was later elevated to the position of divisional police officer, B Division, and much later the divisional police officer, Todowada Division, Mina. His posting to Kotangora did not go without some drama.
89, we asked to go back to your state. So 89, I moved back to Niger. Niger 89, 90. In Niger 89, with DPO, I started with PNG. Then I opened the police station there, this B Division police station. Then it was a serious war between me and one of my uncle, too, a retired police officer, who actually never wanted the police station to be split. That A and B Division, we want to continue to control it. But the CP said, "Oh, share that place." So we shared it. We share for the gate, the Avias Road, Avias Palace. This side for him, this side for me. It was a war. Not until when the area of our area called for a general meeting, the whole emirate that we should assemble. That we are back home instead of us to unite among ourselves. We are fighting ourselves. But he was elderly. I'm just a small boy. But he said he knows when I was born. And he never knew that I'm even the police. And when I came back home, he's hanging 2-star, I'm hanging 2-star. So he's surprised that when did this small boy, where I know when he was born, hang this 2-star? So it became a serious dig down affair. But luckily, you have to separate us by transferring him out of Kwantagora completely and leaving me behind. And later be moving to Police College Kaduna.
On lifting the go back to your state policy, Abdulmajid was posted to Police College Kaduna, where he served as a directing staff for 5 years. During this period, he went on foreign mission twice.
I happened to be one of the best posted I've ever enjoyed. Just as my uncle said, no, Ali said by then that go back to Kaduna, go and stay in Police College Kaduna. I was sent on course for the first time. Police sending some people on course to Egypt. I was sent to Egypt. I was in Egypt for some time. Then,
how did you get the news, receive the news of your posting to Egypt?
It was surprise news. Actually, I was on leave. So I was in Kwantagora with my family. And I went to see the DPO Kwantagora to say hello to him. Then after leaving the office, not more than 1 hour, someone called me that the DPO is looking for me. I said, I'm just from the DPO office. He said, this message from Kaduna. So when he came, he showed me a signal that I have to go on course in Egypt. So I was so skeptical. I said, police on course? I said, I don't think it's true. And if you are to go on course, even before the course get to you, they could have blocked it. Another person will go hijack the course. I said, no, they were being instructed that to look for me anywhere. They put my place of address on the leave is Kwantagora. They should go and search anywhere and make sure I come for that course. So I was, I told my wife, I said, come, I have to go on course, but I don't believe it. Until when I get to Kaduna, I will actually believe it. And by then I was no GSM. So I left for Kaduna immediately the following day. And when I got to Kaduna, I was seeing the DC Kaduna. I was seeing him say, the Egypt man, you are going to Egypt. I said, Egypt? So I said, okay. Do you have passport? I said, I don't have passport. He gave me a letter to passport office. That same day I was issued a passport. I was asked to move to Lagos. So I moved to Lagos and went to the training side. They took my passport. So for the embassy, because I have 2 of us are going with one other officer. It's late for Boniface or something. Okay. It's late now, Boniface. Then 2 days after, the 2 of us were packaging. They said we should proceed. I said, is this course true? So I have to look for phone and call my wife. Say, come on, I'm going on course. So I was sent to Egypt for course. But until when we enter plane, then I actually know. Because anything can happen, I will call you back. And really, we left Lagos in the evening, got to Egypt early morning, and they came to the airport and received us. And so I found myself in the foreign land for the first time. Let me be this. I say, it's so quick, I don't have you able to do. I don't really think of it. Anyways, so we were in Egypt for a few month course, and which is counter-terrorism course and smuggling along the border. That was the main topic, and also to visit some of the Egyptian places of interest, the pyramid, the Red Sea, Alexandria, which is quite interesting.
From that trip, where next?
No, for the trip, when I came back, then my uncle's promise came into my realization. That is the foreign mission. I was shortlisted to go to Yugoslavia. So we called for interview and medical report. And by then he was in Lagos. So I went to his office straight. I On getting there, he said, no, go for a medical first. I will not see you until your medical. So I went for the medical, we went through, went for other tests, and I went through. So I now went to him that I'll finish all those this thing. So, you know, he was very tough. See, do I live very, you know, he's a tough by disciplinarian. He's a very disciplined person, you know, and the British train, you know, if you where he speaks English, I'm sure you interview him. If he speaks English, you know that this is a real, you know, real foreign and British tone of English. You know, he's a very, very exposed man. So he said, oh, okay, go. Then I was asked to report to retired DIG Farida. Farida was our CP, Fed for operation by then. So the collator did this. I'm leading a delegation of, I think we are 14 or 15 of us to Yugoslavia. That was when I know of where we are going to. I said, Yugoslavia? I said, yes. Okay. And so we prepared. They gave us our small pocket allowance, and then we boarded the flights. Wow. We got to Yugoslavia. We went in when it was during the snow. During this, is this Obawa? Or winter, they go winter. So the northerners seeing the snow for the first time, I started looking at it. Now the snow we still see on TV. So we use our normal shoe. Before we do, we soak. So we are now told that we should go and buy boot. We have to buy a boot. The boot that has the teeth that can grip the snow because we are all falling. And buy some thicker sweater and jacket.
His next port of call was Port Harcourt, Rivers State. The manner in which he was posted out of the police college Kaduna suggested that it was done in bad faith. But on arriving Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, Abdulmajid warmed himself into the heart of the people. The combination of his likable personality and his people-based style of policing made him the toast of all.
He's a highly professional police officer, operational. He came across as a disciplined officer, a more dedicated, more responsible police officer, a very handsome young man at the time.
But I used to admire the young man. When I see him dressed in his police uniform, tall, elegant, and very agile looking. He's a very, very, very serious police officer when you see him in his uniform. But when you see him ordinarily in a t-shirt or what have you, he looks like an ordinary person. But when you see him in his uniform on duty, you see a serious young man. Right on his face and his actions.
A man with dignity, a man that has respect for people, a man that loves his job, a man that his job comes first, and safety, I think, is a high pedestal of him.
He relates personally with you one-on-one. He doesn't feel big as a very senior police officer, no.
He's a man that dine with the high and also dine with the low. He doesn't discriminate.
Everywhere he worked, from Mini Okoro Division to Banwan Diobu Division and Oluobasanjo Division, where at different times he served as the divisional police officer, as well as when he was made the acting area commander of Port Harcourt Metro, he left his imprint on the sands of time.
I know that I don't want to leave, but when posting comes, posting with promotion, we'll be happy. But I went to be a place that people love to work there. But I was warned before going to town, be very careful. Danger, very careful. Crime breaks and other things. So I went to Port Harcourt purely to work and to fight crime. And when we go to Port Harcourt, there were only two of us from police college that were posted to Port Harcourt. We got to Port Harcourt, I was first to be posted to Minogoro police station. And Minogoro police station happened to be, mostly for guards, the share workers and whatever. And to me, I just tried to see how I could develop, organize my boys. The boys are meeting. Nobody love Inekoro because they believe there's an elitist division. But most of the people that live there in the GRA, so nobody want to work there. So when I went there, I set up a team, a very crack team. And those crack team, there are 4 in number. And those 4, I move with them to anywhere. And I do, take each one of them as 20 policemen. 20 policemen following me. So out of the 4, that's 80. So when I move with them, I'm so confident, no matter how fiery the robbers be, how tough they will bring them down. So we became a real crime fighter in Port Harcourt.
One police officer that is also security conscious, that tries to do everything possible to reduce criminality within his jurisdiction.
He came to me and he said, "Sir, there is a fundamental problem, and that problem is coming from your place. And if you, in your position, are not able to call your people to order, nobody can do it for you. You must support us, sir, to make sure that whatever culprits there are in your community, we can fish them out." And I told him, I said, absolutely, I agree with you, and whatever I can do to support the police to ensure that those who are on the wrong side of the law in my community are brought to book, I will do. And he never ceased to tell me how they are going, what or who was going wrong, and what needed to be done. And all the time that we listened to him and followed his direction, we had success.
He's good in investigations and making sure he carries out his operations diligently, and he's in control of his voice or his men at any given point in time, and he comes out with good results.
Within the police and even outside, members of the public always talk good about him, about his professionalism, about his his general conduct within the environment. Talk good about him, and they always refer him as a crime fighter.
And unfortunately for us, and this is one of the major problems we have in our country, those who came after him didn't build on the foundation he laid. He met the situation, he made it better. But by the time he moved on, those who came after him, as far as I'm concerned, from my distance now, because I seem to be directly involved with the security agency. But see what I know today compared to what it was during Ali's time, I would say that we have gone back. Because Ali did not focus on individuals or who. He focused on the issues, and he went for the issues. And he told the powers that be what the problem is. And if they are playing any role, he said it clearly. And that's the only way you can run a system that will be fair to all.
In 2002, Abdulmajid Ali was promoted to the rank of Assistant Commissioner of Police. On this rank, he worked at Police Air Wing, Lagos as AC Administration. In 2003, he was transferred to Katsina as the Area Commander Daura, the hometown of the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, President Muhammadu Buhari.
I was Area Commander Daura for a very long period, which happened to be a state where we have problem with the present head of state, the president, and the ruling party by then, the PDP. The president was in ANPP, and it's a problem, it's a war between ANPP and PDP. Once the president is not in town, the town will be calm. Once he comes to town, because everybody, that is his own base. The whole town will go and go. And PDP find it difficult to even come to Daura to campaign. But I was being posted from Rivers, it was not even Rivers, from Rivers to Airwing, I was recommended that I should come to Daura's area commander.
Most of our job were in the east and the north. Before he got to Daura, he was transferred to Lagos. So from Lagos to Daura, we were like, me and the children were, hey, Baba has been catapulted. We brought the map out. We showed him Lagos and Daura, extreme ends, two extremes. So we were like, they don't catapult. Anytime we are transferred, we never go low. We always think is knowing places, you know. So anytime there's any transfer, even if the place is not good, we don't cry about it. We pack ourselves. Sometimes he waits and then we meet him up, but most times we pack our things and just go. So when he was catapulted from Lagos to Daura, we were all laughing at him and describing the thing for him. He was not happy at all. He didn't like it. So eventually he packed his things and left us in Port Harcourt to Daura. And he was there when my children had the long vacation. We packed our things, carry motor. So we joined him there.
So I was being told that the former Iraq border was transferred because he was close to the president. By then, he was, to the leader of the ELPP. So I was asked to watch him and keep him indoor. But this is a man that doesn't have any serious or intention to harm anybody. So the town, only the boys, the supporters, are always at a very different state of mind when it comes to town. And we are the governor of Kaduna State, the late president, Yaradua, was to come to Daura on campaign. So it was a serious war. How will I do it? We tried to pacify the people to allow the governor by then to come into Daura to campaign and go peacefully. To the trouble. So it's okay. Let the governor move to another village called Bauri to go and campaign there. But if you can't go to Bauri without passing through Daura. We passed through Daura to Bauri. On the way coming back, the rifles came out. They attacked this convoy. They destroyed 30 vehicles. 30 vehicles were destroyed. Then from there, it was done on me that I'm in for trouble. I need to wake up and sit up as area commander. So I have to order for mobile police then from Abuja, not from Katsina. So I did the best to come from Abuja. So I was given the 2 units from Abuja. Then I moved into Daura. In fact, it was a serious battle. There's no house in Daura that doesn't have taste of tear gas. So the whole people that left and ran away into the forest. So at the time, let them understand that, look, allow these people to do their campaign. You should have a level playing ground. Not necessarily attacking them, leave them. The man you are fighting for is not against the people that come into campaign. We know that this is home base, but you should be able to check and do what is good also for him. So they later allow. So when your other was to come to Daura, it was a free from fear. In fact, instead of spending 1 hour, he spent over 5 hours in Daura. So he was surprised that I can come to Daura to campaign, to move here, move there, move here every day. He was so happy about it. And the president now, I stopped his rally twice. He was on campaign trail to Zango. So what I did was to call some retired senior police officers with him There's one Maman Daura, retired CP. We have one other one, call it, we used to call it Dagruwa. He retired as an AIG. So the AIG Kotabasta by then. So I call up them. There's Abu Daura. So I call us and look, this rally by the president, it's not allowed, it's not permitted. And they went to him. After talking to him, he left the podium, entered his vehicle, and moved to his house. He never argued that, no, he will finish the rally. No, he went to his house. Then there was another time he was to leave the house. We were asked to block him with the house, not to allow him to move out of the house. We did say, telling him that the rally is not approved. He's saying no. So it's about that obeys the rule of law and have respect for individual. So we don't have any problem with him. I interact with him. I do go to his house anytime he comes to town, or when he comes for Sallah. On many occasions, I'll give me ragu.
And that was an opportunity for me because in Daura now, there are about 5 or there about bordering Niger. I took, anytime I have a visitor, I just carry them, let's go to Niger. Those were the fun we had there. We just go through this border. Next time we go through the other border, So we were having fun going about there. It's not a fruitful place for police job, like other places you think of. But I'll tell you, we enjoyed it even with him. Even him, he enjoyed it too. We all enjoyed it. We always just make jest of him that you just sit down and be doing the police work. We will be enjoying it. We'll go out, we go to this place today, go there tomorrow. He doesn't like going all those places. We force him.
After 3 years, he was transferred to Jigawa State, where he worked as the Assistant Commissioner of Police, Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department. His stay in Jigawa was very short, as he was returned to Daura same year. It was during his return to Daura in 2006 that he led a team of policemen to crush the Nigerian rebels who were terrorizing Niger Republic and part of Nigerian border. It was a landmark operation that beat the imagination of the Nigerian government, and that feat earned him Nigerian President's Presidential Award 2008.
The Presidential Award was a Nigerian Presidential Award. It's Niger. And the other one was, the first one was the Nigerian Award. The second one, the Presidential Award for the one of the most outstanding, what do you call it? AC, area commanders. But the most award which was given was the Medal Award, the Presidential Medal Award, which it's among my medal. That one I was CPEOD. The Presidential Award of Nigerian was as a result of being able to neutralize some of these bandits. But they are not bandits, but the opposition group of Niger. But the opposition group now became an armed rebellion against the government. And unfortunately for them, some of the leaders snatched the United Nations vehicles. And we got the information that they have snatched of United Nations vehicles and they are using it to come into Nigeria. They are going to Kano. They have a base in Kano. So we elected Aben. And unfortunately for Aben, got them when they were in the filling station. We saw them fully armed and identified that those are the men. With my voice, because I set up a very, very crack team when I was a commander and got all of them down. In fact, the leaders were neutralized, we killed all the leaders. The other boys were arrested. So the information got to Niger, and they have to send the governor of Damagara, who is a state there, to confirm. Most of them came personally to to the hospital to confirm whether the leader, we never knew whether it was the leader or no leader, we don't know. We don't just know that we killed some bandits, all these border guys that are threatening Nigeria border and Nigeria border. So not at all we have been told that this is the leader of them and they see him as invisible. But I was surprised, the invisible boy, how was he seen? How was he killed? So they were asking us, how do we get him? I said, how do we get him? Well, we get him the normal way. So the one of them couldn't believe it. So we took them to the mortuary, they took the picture, they went back to Nigeria. So I now informed I think it was on the news that night. They now informed the president and all this, who also president and delegates, then the governor, and the governor of Katsina State by then, Abubakar Shema, to come to Daura and appreciate the effort of the boys by giving me an award, as well as honoring the boys and give them monetary reward as well. So it was very interesting, and which I also spoke to do more.
In 2009, barely a year after that great feat, Abdulmajid Ali was promoted to the rank of Deputy Commissioner of Police and posted to Kano State, where he served as DC Zonal Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department. From Kano State, he was again posted to Katsina State as the Deputy Commissioner of Police Administration. And the other obstacle that was very bad happened in Katsina when we were there. He had a CP. I think he had been promoted DC, then he was Deputy Commissioner there. He had a CP. We had this CP that he was like, they were like brothers of the same mother. Very, very close. The CP would be in his office. He liked cooking. He liked cooking very much, the CP. He'll be in his office, he'll call him on phone. Abdulmajid, Zo, come and see what they are cooking. This is what I'm going to cook in the house today. Come and see. You know, that kind of relationship, very, very close. But then he had this other one that came. That one was, let me even leave my husband aside. He was even on me too. Yes, because he was like a rival with him. They were not working well together. At a point, he even told him that, me, I'm wearing CP rank now. Some people will not even get it to wear. You can imagine that kind of thing. It was so bad. He was just managing the job then. He was not happy. But after a while, thank God, he was posted from Katsina to Abuja. And then after he left, the CP started with me because I was there with my children. We had not moved. So he called me one day from Abuja and said, why did you go to this man's house to threaten the wives or something like that? So I was like, why me? But you know me now. How can, if they even say that, you are supposed to defend me, you should know what I can do. So out of annoyance, I cut the phone and I just dropped my phone. Because I was now imagining, what happened? Did anything happen between me and this? I didn't know the wives. The only time I got to know them was when one of the children was sick in Kano. He told me to go and greet them. And that was all. I never had anything to do with them. So my mind was quite at rest that I don't have any problem with him. Let me see what. Then the man just started all those troubles. They're investigating me. I'll come and face their panel in the headquarters. So he called me. He was the one telling me. They didn't call me to tell me. So when he told me, I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here waiting for them. And I'm ready to face them. I want to know what the problem is. When I saw the wives, and then they said I sent some messages to the wives. I said, thank God. Me, I don't delete my messages easily. So I'm going to keep this my phone. In fact, I'll make sure I don't receive calls again. I don't want anything to go off. So that I'll go and show them, their wives will bring their own. Let's see who sent the messages. And then one day, like, the trouble was so much between him and the Oga, very much.
And then one day he called me that, okay, they have forgotten about the whole thing. I said, me, I'm waiting, no. I'm still waiting for them to call me to face their panel. I don't want it to go off. So it was more than what I'm saying. This hatred between, I'll call it hatred between him and the CP. It was very, very, very bad. Very bad. Yes, I know what we went through with him. But we thank God when he wore this rank. When he wore the CP rank, he went to that the Oga's office and saluted him and showed him his rank.